Alright, this is a 1989 Chevrolet truck switch, and the dimmer, it works good, but it's it jumps, you know, like it'll just jump around. So what we're going to do is see if we can't clean that up a little bit. This time I'm going to hold the clip right. Take that little clip off there. Take that little clip off there. Okay. Take that off. And then you've got your circuit board. Then you've got your wheel, and this, I believe, is the culprit. These are, they really don't mind making a mess out of that. So what I'm going to do is scrape this off. And we're definitely going to keep that electrical grease. You can see it's all over the place here. Big chunk of it there. See that, baby? See all this big chunks of electrical grease?
I do.
I keep that too. I keep this grease also. I mean, it's still good. It's just too much. Alright. So, take my rag. I'm just gonna clean all this out of here. It don't need all that. Yeah. Alright. So, while I'm at it, I'm going to show you what goes wrong with these switches. Just a minute, let me move all this out of the way. I'm going to show you what, whenever these switches go bad, one culprit. I'm going to show you. Look at that. You see these cracks? And this is actually where I repaired this one. This one's repaired. You'll see I followed the where the crack is. I actually had to resolder, you know, and trace them down. You can see right here that crack run right across here. And then one of them run across there somewhere, but I had to retrack every one of these, and it works. It just thing that worried me was when it gets across here, it's going to eventually, you know, it's going to eventually wear that contact down. So this switch is pretty much no good. And then being that I had to do that here, I also had to kind of melt that down there, and it's not worth it. But these boards crack, and you can see it. They just crack over time, especially if someone's rough housing, you know. But yeah, but that's the culprit most of the time. Well, that's been all the time since I've seen, is this board cracks. So that's what's wrong with that switch. And just so you know, I mean, nobody's covering this stuff, you know. But if your dimmer switch is acting up, this is what's wrong here. This just needs cleaning. You know, all this stuff needs cleaning. And you don't need 200 pounds of electrical grease. I don't know, Jim. They, you know, they must have had 20 tons of that grease in a rail car or something. And some guy's like, "Oh, we got enough. Get garbage on here." Yeah. So some guy, "We're spending an awful lot of money here at the plant on electrical grease. Where is it going?" It's gobbing out of the switches. Alright, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna get, let's see, what we got right here. I'm just gonna clean this up in here a little bit. Well, you know, when I'm selling these parts, I claim I refurbish, and exactly what I do. Just get another piece. Doesn't have to be all that perfect. Just, you know, just clean it up. My fingers are so big, it's not very good at in these little tight spots. Also, people on eBay love to see fresh terminals. I mean, I could do this with muriatic acid, but I don't like putting it on that plastic. Muriatic acid would make it look like it just came out of the factory, but it's harsh on the plastic. Still a little bit right there. No, I think that's all right. Okay, so clean this up a little bit. these, you really don't gotta do too much to this. I just take a little bit of sandpaper right across the little contacts. That's all. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. Now, we'll put a little bit of electrical grease in here. Just for the just put that back on there, just like that. And as you can see, it's just going to trail where Alright, so I've already wiped this down. It's about as much as you want to wipe it down. You gotta be real careful with this plate too. This sucker is easy to break. And it's not plastic, it's porcelain. Take it right there. Just torque it up just a tad. Over time. There we go. So that's good. Plenty of play. You want to check it. You push down. Should be good. And you take this plate back. Oh, almost forgot to put a little electrical grease on here. And then this end right here goes towards. I believe it's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah. It only will fit one way, just so you know. These little tabs, if you turn it around, it's not going to fit. It looks like it will, but it won't fit. So there's only one way to do that. Make sure your heat sink is. Looks like somebody went over that heat sink before. I don't know. It's weird. When you're mashing down, make sure that you're not bending that plate. I'm telling you, it won't take much to break that plate. You want to take this in right here, this little grasping in right here, grasp it down into this hole. Swing it around. There, like that. Same way with that. Ooh, you can hear that. out there. You can even tell that's even a lot better than it was before. You can hear it. All right, there you go. That one's ready to put back on the market. All right, and I'll clean this switch here in a minute and I'll show you.